I absolutely love the story of Mr. Worry. The character design is quite cute. I love the little wrinkly forehead worry lines. I think that's a nice little touch. And we learn very quickly that Mr. Worry worries about absolutely everything. He also worries about other people. As we see different characters, he's worried Mr. Bump's going to get hurt. He's worried Mr. Greedy's going to become ill. And he just never stops worrying. And I feel like that's a really important thing to have in this character because children, especially, are worrying about everything because obviously children don't necessarily understand everything. And the less you understand something, the more worrying it can be. But for people like myself who have chronic anxiety and worry about even things that are ridiculous, ridiculous things to worry about, it's got a really good tactic that's actually a proven thing that works a lot because Mr. Worry meets the wizard, our wonderful wizard friend who appears quite a few times in Mr. Men books. And he says, why don't you go home and write down every single thing that you're worried about? And the point is that the wizard's going to make these things never happen. Obviously, in real life, that's not quite how it works. But as we can see, Mr. Worry wrote things down, and then he had a really good night's sleep. And that's obviously a tactic that works a lot. It's really great to introduce that approach to children. Write your worries down, and I'll make sure they don't happen. Of course, you can't necessarily guarantee that, but just the act of writing it down is very similar to a problem shared is a problem halved. By committing it to paper, you're basically saying, here is evidence that I'm worried about this. Now let's find a way to stop me worrying about it. And by offloading the worries, it eases up the mind. It's such a simple yet often, not always of course, but often effective tactic. And I love that this book gives an actionable approach that children can do to stop themselves from worrying, while also giving them an ally in the form of Mr. Worry, with whom they have a very similar tendency to worry. I think it's a fabulous book. I really like the character, very relatable character, with a lovely narrative. Usually when the wizard character is in these, it's not things that can be replicated in real life. So I like the fact that actually on this occasion, it can be. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the strongest and most beneficial Mr. Men books.